An update for the rec center to help create a more enjoyable, a more satisfying experience for players who enjoy one of the most popular game modes on NBA 2K22. The park has lost a tremendous amount of popularity as more players lean toward going into the rec center before even going into the park. I mean, you got players creating whole builds just to play in the rec center. But one of the most frustrating things for players going into the rec center is running with randoms. I want to read off this first post from this guy. That's right, it says Donkey Boobs. But anyway, regardless of his name, let me just read off the post. It says, why are 90% of rec players making this unplayable, specifically guards? Parentheses, he says, yes, I'm a center / power forward. This isn't just 2K22, but past editions as well. I'm sick of you cheesy guards not passing the ball, trying to ISO every single possession and jacking up brick threes, then blaming everyone else for losing, or blaming forwards when you dribble down the clock to 3 seconds and expect us to drain a shot. He goes on to say, I just uninstalled. He called it a crap game and he called the community a crap community. And that seems to be the experience for a lot of players who go into the rec center running with randoms. Let me know in the comments section if that's been your experience. As we get into this video, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm AllCity. What's good, AllCity fam? Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are out there having trouble running with randoms, you may want to consider joining our Discord. It's one of, if not the only, non-toxic community, a safe environment for gamers to find other players to run with. And it's a community that I myself and the managers within our community help to maintain. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to read off this next comment. It says, I used to exclusively play with randoms and the experience was terrible. A good player added me late season 1 and we run together most nights with randoms. Since then, we've been slowly adding good players in our group. We're now a group of 10 total strangers who team up on any given night to run a full squad. He goes on to say, I tell you, the game has been so fun ever since and I'm enjoying it much more. It goes without saying that if you run as a cohesive unit within the rec center, you'll have much more fun. I do believe that a great update for the rec center would be adding 5v5 no squads, but I do also believe that 2K needs to do a better job of helping people stay within the realm of basketball. And what I mean by that is, say you make a power forward or a 2 guard or a center build and you're out there running with a point guard that just refuses to pass the rock and he does dribble the clock down and just prone to taking bad shots, which I'm sure you guys see often in the rec center, then maybe 2K needs to do a better job of incentivizing the players in that team. And 2K could also do a better job of penalizing the player who comes into the rec center running with complete strangers, running with randoms, to not dribble the ball as much. Maybe make him cold the second that he dribbles 2 shot clocks down. Maybe he becomes cold and then it's almost a guarantee L and he'll feel a little embarrassed for having a snowflake. I'm just tossing out ideas here to help incentivize other players that are surrounded by, you know, players that don't understand the game of basketball and understand that it's a team-oriented game, especially if you want to seek out that win. I think 2K should constantly remind players that maybe they're not operating within a certain scope of what basketball is considered, and that playing a particular way is not conducive toward the team getting a W. So I feel like 2K needs to dive a little deeper into like accolades and rewards, incentives, and also penalties to help direct players toward playing the game of basketball. And don't get me wrong, I understand that 2K attempts to do this, but I think they need to do a better job because there's far too many players really frustrated with their experience, especially when they're going into the rec center running with randoms. If you've had trouble running with randoms, let me know your experience in the comment section below. I would definitely love your feedback. Some additional updates that I feel like 2K needs for the rec center is, one, they need new courts. Hands down, we've been running on the same rec center court for the longest time and it's easy to just add an overlay. I mean, if we could go into the Pro-Am arena and create some fresh, new, dope look for our arena, then maybe 2K could do the same. As a lot of you guys know, 2K is heavily invested in advertisement. So 2K, I recommend that you guys just plaster advertisements throughout the rec center, but do it in good taste. Maybe you have a a Ruffles court, maybe you have a Sour Patch court one week, things like this cycle the look of the rec center. I feel like that's a fair compromise. Players want a new look for the rec center and 2K wants to get those advertising dollars. I also feel like 2K should add new assignments for players. Certain achievements that you get, if you go in there with randoms, you want to have a certain level of achievement, something to look forward to accomplishing within that game. Like maybe give point guards a certain level of XP if they actually pass the rock and get 10 assists per game. Things like that will further encourage team-oriented gameplay. I also feel like 2K needs to cycle out new jerseys every week, man. It should be something that we see often. Just cycle these jerseys out, give the arena a whole new look, give the players a new look. I'm not sure if it's denial, but the player base is heavy into rec, so I feel like 2K needs to put a lot more attention into what players are experiencing in the rec center. If you guys have ideas on how to make the rec center more enjoyable for the masses of players that go into the rec center, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Who knows, maybe 2K will take heed. But one thing I do know is far past due time to make changes to the rec center. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, informative, or even interesting, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of 2K22 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.